welcome to Knitting in the City episode 6. So happy to be with you, to being able to record another podcast. It has been, I think, over 2 weeks now. So I hope you get some nice warm hot beverage like a warm cup of tea or a warm cup of coffee. And it is raining here, it is getting colder, so lovely weather for a yarny project and a blanket and just sitting on the sofa or in a nice comfy chair. Thank you for tuning in with me. If you are a returning visitor to the show, welcome back. And if you're new, hi, I hope you like my podcast and hang out for a while. As usual, I have a cup of coffee, nothing special. I love just regular coffee. I also like cappuccino, but today I just have a normal coffee. And if you hear some sounds or noises, it's probably the dog walking around. He's checking outside if there's any intruders. So, I haven't been doing much knitting, so I cannot show you much, but I have a finished object, which is in this bag, and it are my Rose City roller socks. You have seen these on my Instagram account and also in the previous episodes, and I've already been wearing them and enjoying them. Here they are. And this pattern, the Rose City roller socks by I forgot her name. She's Orange Knit on Instagram, that much I know. Here's the pattern. Mara Catherine Briner. And they are so quick, so I think the perfect gift for friends and family if you want to knit them some socks and you want a project that is mindless knitting and fast. These are the ones you should do. And it's a really fun sock to knit with speckly yarn or variegated yarn because there's no pattern, and I think this kind of yarn looks very nice in just stockinette stitches. This one is dyed by me with food coloring, and I will try to wash one of them and not wash the other one, so I can see whether the colors will fade in the washing machine, because I wonder, they're pretty vibrant right now, but I'm not sure if they will stay this way or not. I will talk a bit more about dyeing yarn later in the episode because lots of you have requested to show my process of dyeing yarn with food coloring, and I tried to film it. It didn't work out the way I wanted to because the images was, the video was a bit shaky, and I'm not great at filming tutorials, I guess. But well, at least these are my socks and I can highly recommend the pattern. So, because I have still a tiny bit left, I also sent some of the yarn in swaps. But I still have quite some left. I won't be able to make another pair of socks, so I started another fun project, which is a sock, but it is a tiny baby sock. And it should be like this. And I still have to do the Kitchener stitch. I always forget how to start the Kitchener stitch. I have to look it up. So I might write it down and put it on a keychain or in my bag on a card, because every time I wonder, is it purl in the back and then knit in the front, or the other way around? So, but I think they're so cute. Look how tiny. These are for a friend of mine. She really liked the yarn. I was knitting my socks while I was visiting her, and I thought it would be great to make her some baby socks. So one's almost done, and then I will make another one, and then we'll see how much yarn I will have left. So those are also the only needles I have on, the only socks I have on my needles right now. And I think after these I will make a more complicated sock pattern, because I've been knitting 2 pairs of Rose City roller socks and they're great, but now I really want to try something new. So yeah, we'll be checking Ravelry for some nice sock patterns with a nice cable or other nice pattern. I haven't been doing any work, or I did a few rows on my sweater, the Michelada in the Pampa magazine, so I won't bother to show you guys. It hasn't been the most favorite thing to knit right now. I'm not sure why. I love the yarn, I love the needles, I love the pattern, but somehow it's just not happening right now. So I really want to finish it, because now the weather is cooling down and I would still be able to wear it with a nice skirt or with a dress, and later on it will be too cold because there are short sleeves. Well, we'll see. Furthermore, I have cast on another shawl, because last episode I showed you my Cladonia shawl, which was so nice to knit, and it included a nice lace edge. And I've been eyeballing the Campsite shawl by Alicia Plum, and oh, I don't think I have the pattern, but you probably all know the pattern. It's a well-known pattern on Ravelry. I'll put the link down below. And I have cast on the shawl with some DK yarn that I bought in Scotland. I showed you the weavery where I bought the yarn in, I think, episode 4. And it's this yarn. It's a big cone of yarn with over 1,000 meter, and it is I think it's a beautiful color. It's a neutral color. It hasn't been dyed, so it's warm and it's sheepy. Smells sheepy as well. Even Mr. Boyfriend smells the yarn when I'm knitting it. He's like, I smell sheep. So that's how much it smells. Not everybody likes the smell of sheepy yarn, but I do. And this is how far I am right now. So here are the little eyelets, the yarn overs, and the stitch markers I made. So I will join the knit along that Laura is hosting from the Fawn Knits, and it's knit along where you knit a shawl out of sport weight or DK weight, or I think even if you make one with thicker yarn, it's okay. So that you have a big, warm, cozy shawl. And there are some great prizes too. So I'll be joining that one, and it will be a great motivation to finish my shawl before the start of winter. But it goes pretty fast. I think this is the result of maybe one sitting. The only thing I'm a bit worried about is that this yarn is pretty scratchy and also pretty itchy, and if you just squeeze it like this, it stays in the shape. So yeah, it's not really a soft fabric that will drape over your shoulders, and I don't know, I hope it will soften up once it's washed and blocked. But we'll see. I never thought I would say this, but I actually like knitting with this yarn. It's a bit oily, and it's also a bit rough on your fingers even. And I'm used to knitting with merino, with alpaca, with all kinds of soft, squishy yarns, and this is like yarn with a beard. And I have a soft spot for beards, or men with beards. It's tough yarn, I guess. So it's not for everyone. But since it has so many nice memories of Scotland, I was knitting my shawl and remembering the beautiful scenery. I want to go back to Scotland. It was so beautiful. But yeah, we'll see if I will wear this once it's done. But it's fun to try. And it's nice that I know where the yarn is from, and not only knit with soft, posh yarns like merino or cashmere blends or something in that category. So yeah, we'll see. For now, I have a lot of fun with this. That is pretty much all I've been knitting. I don't know, I just didn't have that much time to knit. I have a full-time job, and we did lots of nice activities in the weekend, which is always nice. And the sun came out, and I think it will be probably, it were the last great warm sunny days, so might as well enjoy it. And now the weather is changing and it's raining, so I will catch up with my knitting. Knitting for me is a moment to relax and unwind, and I don't want to bother stressing out about how much I've been knitting in a week or in a few weeks. This isn't the goal for me. So if any of you are stressing out about how much knitting you are doing, and you see all these images on Instagram and on Ravelry, people that are like machines, everyone has a different schedule, and I don't think it should be your goal just to rush and finish a project. You should enjoy it and just enjoy working on it. But yeah, that's just me rambling. I do have some other nice things to show you because, and this is very exciting, I got some pretty nice things in the mail. I ordered a project bag from the Fawn Knits, which is a shop, an Etsy shop hosted by Laura, and she also has a podcast. Come here, come here. No, the dog doesn't want to come. Okay. And it arrived, and we also did a swap. So there wasn't only my bag, but also some nice minis and some goodies. So I can finally show you the bag. And it's this one. And it is this minty green with gold speckles. And the inside is lined with this gorgeous lining. I really like it. And it's pretty sturdy and big, and it's even nicer than I thought it would be. I mean, it looked great on her web shop. But it's so well made. And just, I know I will love this bag, and I will probably put my shawl in. I think the big cone will even fit in here, so I can have the project for the knit along that she's hosting in her bag, and it will be perfect. So thank you, Laura, for the great bag. I really recommend her shop. She's so nice. Everything came nicely packaged, and yeah, she's just the best. Well, she also sent me some minis since we agreed on doing a swap. And there are some very nice ones. This one I really like. She put all these nice labels around the minis, which is great. This one is Desert Vista Dye Works in the colorway Zombie Decomposition Green. I don't know, anything involving zombies is great for me. And this is green with reds and speckles, and it's squishy and soft. I have an itchy nose, I'm not sure why. And she also sent me some Knit Picks tweed in Forest Heather. And I think she is knitting some socks out of this, but it's very soft. We can't order any knit picks here in Holland, which is a pity, because I think it's great yarn. She sent me this pink and red one. Beautiful, vibrant colors. And I know she loves pink, so she also sent some My First Red Job in this very, very sweet hot pink. Some Collinet Jitterbug. This one I also really like. Some purple. Some more pink. This is the King Cole Bamboo Cotton. And I really like to try this one because I haven't been knitting with cotton much, and I'm curious to see how it will feel knitting this. And then my all-time favorite, Rain City Knits in Kaleidos. Okay. Okay. Read for yourself. The colorway is this. I cannot pronounce it, but it's a multicolored neonish blue, yellow, pink color, and I love this colorway. It's so vibrant, it's like candy. I just want to eat it. So these will go into my blanket. Thank you so much, Laura. I love them all. And they will get a special place in my blanket. And then my bag is smelling so nice because of all the teas she sent me. And she sent also some maple Earl Grey from Banff, Alberta in Canada. So it's Canadian tea. And something, I think I think this one is smelling so nice. It's a chai tea, and I really love chai tea. She also sent some tazo, and some candy. And she also sent me this lovely card, which will go on my wall, and a lovely little pouch with the same lining and as well beautifully made. Very, very nice. So Laura, thank you very much. I will highly enjoy all of the goodies and the minis, and I can't wait to finally knit them in my blanket, because I first wanted to show you all the minis before I put them in my blanket. So now I can knit them all. But I have some more, because I did another swap with Jacqueline, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it in English. In Dutch it's Jacqueline. She is this amazing lady who lives in Japan. And she sent me this lovely package of minis for my blanket, and also some very nice Japanese goodies. And I've always been wanting to go to Japan. I really like the culture and their love for quirky, sweet little kawaii things. So I was very happy when she sent me a message that she wanted to do a swap, and she sent me some great minis, and they're all labeled so sweet. I will get them out of the bag. And there's a lot of Madeline Tosh, and I am now highly doubting whether I should buy a full skein, because they are all so gorgeous. I mean, just look at this. This vibrant blue, it's Baroque Violet, and it's almost a waste to put them in my blanket. This one as well, it's also Madeline Tosh. This color is it looks a bit gray on the screen, but it's more like a minty blue gray. And the color is named Cove. And she put this nice little baby tags. And it's gorgeous. There is this one. I really need a full skein of this. It is so lovely. It's pink and purple and blue and yellow. The color is Care, and it's Madeline Tosh Twist Light. Then there is some... This one is other... This one I think lost the tag, or she didn't know what it was, but it's very vibrant. I don't think it's Madeline Tosh, but it's very nice. The greens and multicolored speckles. This is Blue Moon Fiber Socks That Rock, 100% merino. And it's like the autumn colors with, or more spring, I should say. It's green and yellow and pinks. Then some Ginks yarns, merino sock, Texas Tornado. Lovely color. This should make a gorgeous shawl. Very pretty. Then there's this brown, yellow, northbound knitting. 50% merino, 50% silk. Look at the sheen of this one. I thought I was a yarn snob, but Jacqueline, either you sent me the most beautiful ones that were in your stash, or you're just a yarn snob like me. Oh, my battery is losing power. I hope it will keep up a bit. And then the last one is Madeline Tosh BFL sock Cosmic Wonder Dust. And this is my absolute favorite. It's gray with these speckles. Yeah. Love it. Thank you so much for all these gorgeous minis. I will be putting them in my blanket and it will be so much fun, and my blanket will be even more gorgeous than it was, if I may say so. So thank you very much. She also sent me some goodies and I feel really spoiled. She sent me this lovely card in the shape of a flower, some lovely candies. She also sent me some more candy, but I already ate it. And she also sent me some bath salts. And I don't have a bath, but my parents do, and we often visit them, and they live near the beach, so we take a long walk on the beach. And then when we're all cold by the winds, then it's nice to have a hot bath, and then I will definitely be using those. So thank you very much. And she also sent me some a hair tie, and I haven't opened it yet, but it's so lovely. So nice. So thank you very much for all the goodies and the great package. It's just so fun. If you never did a swap with anyone, you should, because it's so much fun to put a package together for someone that is living either close or far away. And it's also very fun to receive a package in the mail and open it and see all these nice minis, and sometimes also some nice goodies. So yeah, it's lovely. So thank you, Jacqueline or Jacqueline. It was very nice. Then I also received in the mail some books. I ordered 2 books, and they're both not pattern books, but books for learning some techniques. It's now iced coffee. First one is this one. It's Knitting Brioche by Nancy, and it's a very thick book, and it describes the brioche stitch or patentsteek in Dutch. And it's funny because there are some patterns in there, and they are all named in Dutch, like the whistle scarf, and whistle translates as exchange or a switch. This is the Waterlooplein watch cap. The vlinder shawl, which is the vlinder is butterfly. Yeah. Oorflap muts, which is a ear flap hat. So I thought it was funny. I didn't know she visited or lives in Holland. I'm not sure. But there are all these great techniques about brioche in color, brioche cables, with a lot of pictures. And yeah, some great tutorials like this. So I hope to be making some swatches and learn some new techniques, which is always good, I guess. Maria from the Stitch in Sweden podcast, I think you all know her. If not, I highly recommend it. She always talks about new techniques, about tips and tricks. I think she's a very advanced knitter, or at least she has been learning fast. Sorry, my memory was full again. Forgot to delete some things. Anyhow, Maria was talking about how you should try to develop your knitting skills, because it's easy to pick patterns that are just mindless and you know you will be able to finish it. But sometimes it's good to challenge yourself and maybe pick something that you not feel comfortable with at first, and then after a while you learn something new and develop your skills. And I think it is always nice to learn something new. So therefore I bought the book, and I haven't been knitting anything out of it, but it looks very nice. But I'm not sure if I can recommend it yet, because I really want to knit something and see if I understand her explanation about the brioche stitch. So yeah, we'll see what I can do with this. Then the other book I ordered was this one, Hand-Dyed Yarn and Fleece by Gail Gallahan. And if you are interested in dyeing your own yarn or experimenting with it, I can highly recommend it. I have been reading this, and I think probably everything you should know about dyeing and dyeing techniques is in here. And it's all explained with pictures and just everything you should know, also about color, about the fabrics or yarns you can use, the preparation, the things you need. Yeah, I can highly recommend it. I think it's a great book to just have in case you want to dye yarn and you want to look something up. This is very, very, very nice. There are also some patterns in there, but I don't think they are that special, except for the kangaroo mittens, which I love. Those are very nice, but for the rest, overall, I don't think they are that special. But the rest of the information is great. Speaking of yarn dyeing, there were a lot of requests when I made my Rose City roller socks, the ones I showed you in the beginning, about how I got my colors to be so vibrant and if I would be willing to share my process. I am very much willing to show my process, but just a disclaimer, I just experiment a bit. I just put food coloring randomly on my yarn and then put it in the microwave, cook it, wash it, let it dry. That's it. I'm not an expert. If you wanna dye with acid dyes or commercial dyes, they are often in powder form, and then they can be toxic. Once you mix them with water, you're okay, but still you have to be careful with dyeing with acid dyes, because you cannot use the same pot if you put it on in a pan. And I don't recommend using a microwave that you use for cooking with acid dyes, because you might have the fumes of the dye in your microwave. And I don't know, just be careful with acid dyes and maybe do some more research before experimenting with those. If you've never tried dyeing your own yarn, food coloring is a nice way to start. Gil also states this, and it's very easy to access some food coloring. I think you can even get some at your supermarket these days. I got mine at a cake store, which is now gone, unfortunately, so I cannot buy any more of those. But I did find some food coloring also in a craft store called Pipo's. But that one is not as good as the ones I bought at the cake store. But I have been dyeing some, and I have tried to film it. It's very shaky because I am holding my phone to record and dyeing the yarn, and I tried my best. So I made these two. And this base is 75% merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina, which is a bit, the shimmery part is the stellina. I don't know if you are able to see it. Yeah. So you will be able to see in my video that I will put after at the end how I made this yarn. I also made some more, but I didn't film making those. But I will show you what the end results are. The process is the same. I have a lot. I skeined up one full skein of yarn of 100 grams into, I think, around 17 mini skeins, and I divided them before dyeing. So I made all these mini hanks or skeins of yarn, which was a lot of work, and then I dyed them. But you can also just dye and then make mini skeins, but then you will have more of the same. So I also made these ones. With a bit speckly blue and green and some purple. I also make these very dark ones, which is funny because I used only pinks, like pink, blue and green, and it turned out brown. So it's funny to see how colors can turn out when you start mixing them. And then some mint. Then some white with some speckles. Not much color here, but a few pink and green. And some more white with blue and pink. So a basket full of hand-dyed minis. So I will put some in my blanket, or I will start a new blanket. And maybe crochet. Not sure. I've been wanting to crochet, so we'll see. Yeah, so I will leave you with the video I made about dyeing my yarn. I hope you will be able to see, and I will probably film some more if I try again. Okay, my battery died, so I quickly charged a bit, and yeah, just closing up this episode. I have found a lot of you on Instagram. You can find me as creainthecity. I also saw some people on Ravelry in the group. I haven't been that active in the Ravelry group. I didn't find the time to do so. I will try to post this episode in a separate thread and maybe organize some fun things. Then I saw I was over 500 subscribers on YouTube. Ta-da! Which I think is awesome. So I want to organize a giveaway to thank you all. And I will be doing so on a new social media channel, which is Periscope, or at least for me it's new. And I know a lot of podcasters are on there now, and I think it's fun to join. You can live stream and chat with everyone that is online. So you can find me there as Knitting in the City. And I will be hosting a live stream on next Tuesday, and that is the 22nd of September. And I will be hosting a fun giveaway in there. I will put the time here in the screen, and I will also make a thread in the Ravelry group, which you can find by searching for Knitting in the City, and I will explain the giveaway, and basically it will be being present in the live stream, and I will just yell a code word, and the first one to respond back with the code word will win the prize. So that will be fun and hysterical, and if you want to join, just check out the Ravelry group and you can find all the details. So thank you so much for supporting me, for all the nice messages you have sent me, and for tuning in again for another episode. I think it's so much fun, and thank you all. Yeah, I hope to see you next time, and I will leave you with the video of the yarn dyeing, and I hope to film dyeing the yarn again, probably on Periscope, so you can watch some better footage, because it's so shaky and you might get you might feel a bit sick after watching the video, because it's all like this. So yeah, but I still hope it makes sense. So have a great week and maybe a nice evening or afternoon. I'm not sure what time it is where you're from. And see you next time. Bye! So, what you need is vinegar, some plastic wrap, yarn, plastic cups, food coloring, some tools to stir, and some brushes, and a pot or a pan. So first thing you want to do is put some acid. I have some vinegar. You could also use, I think, lemon juice or something else, but I always use vinegar since it's nice and transparent and won't leave any color stains or whatever. So into the pan with some water, and then put in your yarn. Make sure your yarn is tied together with these little knots. And I have tangled them at 2 points since they're mini skeins. But if you have big skeins, then you want to tie multiple knots. I would say about 3 or 4. So let me put in some vinegar. Oh, I have to open this first. That should be enough. I'm not sure how much I put in there, but that's about it. So you put in some water. And then you put in your yarn. Okay, and now we wait for about half an hour or longer to let it soak up the water and the vinegar, and then we can start dyeing. So our yarn has been in here for half an hour. So we're good to be preparing the dye. Now I have some gloves, and you don't have to use them since we're using food coloring, so it won't be toxic or anything, but it will stain your hands. So I always use gloves just to keep my hands clean, and also put on some old clothes, not your favorite sweater or anything, because things will get messy. The food coloring I use, this is some food coloring I got at a cake store. The store is now gone, unfortunately, so I cannot get new ones, but I still have plenty left. And I also have some, what is this one called? Wilton. I think this is a more common brand, and you can get it at craft stores here in Holland, and I think you can get it in other countries as well, since I think it is from the States. So first I will be covering the counter with some plastic, and I will have to use 2 hands, so I'll be right back. So I put in some plastic on the counter, and I will be dyeing some mini skeins, so I won't need that much, but make sure you have enough plastic to cover your skein of yarn. So what we'll be doing next is mixing up the dyes. I always use some plastic cups that I can throw away, but anything that can get dirty will do. And I will need some green yarn for my blanket, so what I do is I just add a little drop and mix this with some hot water. So it's like a giant bowl of spaghetti here. Okay, oops. Get some of the excess water out of your yarn. And lay them on the plastic. And this works the same for bigger skeins, of course. So now you just start with the lighter color, or at least that's what I do. And you can do this in 2 ways. You can just pour it, and then gently push it in. Or you can take a brush and brush the skein of yarn. And then you close your package. But you leave it open at one side. And now you will put it in the microwave and heat it for about 1 minute, I would say. Now the yarn is steaming hot, and the water that comes out should be clear. And you see there's clear water, so that means the dye has set, and you want to wait until this has cooled down, and then you rinse it and you dry it, and then you're done. So let's wait and see. So it's now cooled down, and we can start rinsing it. And if there's color coming from the water, if it bleeds, then your dye hasn't set. So you see there's no color bleeding from the yarn. And yeah, that's good. So you just rinse it. And you can wash it with some wool wash. And then you let it dry.